Hi, I'm Dr. Brad Zish. I'm a chiropractor, and in 2019, I had a stroke, quite debilitating. We were up in the state of Washington. We live in Colorado, and we were on an RV trip. And I began slurring my words and ended up going to the ER and to the hospital. I had a brainstem stroke, and I was in the hospital a few days. Was not helpful, probably harmful, because they didn't get me up and going and educate me on what you need to do to recover from a stroke. Well, long story short, I I put together a whole program that I want to share with you so you can recover like I have. I pretty much recovered 100%. I kept telling myself in 3 months I would be 100%. And at the beginning, I couldn't cut a pancake. I was paralyzed on my right side. I needed help walking. And I had face droop, I had speech issues, I had ataxia, which my right hand would just move like this. I had foot drop, I had facial droop. And so, one thing too is when I came home, I was very depressed, obviously, which you might be too, I would assume. It's a very traumatic experience, and I basically didn't want to live. But the next day, it's like God got in me, and I'm thankful for a YouTube video that I saw of a neurologist in California. It was very encouraging. But I think that's what each of us has to get. We have to get that inner strength to do what's necessary to get well, and we can get well. So anyway, what I would encourage you to do is to learn as much as you can about stroke. And it's very important that you do enough exercise and work and rehab to get yourself well. I just want to read something very quickly from John Hopkins. It says, it's from their news and publication. John Hopkins researchers have found that mice can recover from physically debilitating strokes that damage the primary motor cortex, the region of the brain that controls most movements in the body. If the rodents are quickly subjected to physical conditioning that rapidly rewires a different part of the brain to take over lost function. Okay, so the first 3 months, if you look at what neurologists say in the research, you get the most what's called neuroplasticity, and it's rewiring your brain. So certain pathways have been destroyed because of the stroke. Part of the brain has died. And so the brain has to rewire to be able to fire to those muscles. And it's all neurology. Your muscles are still as strong as they were before the stroke, but you have to do the rewiring. They will atrophy, especially if you don't do the work. And so, again, I can't stress it enough, is to get on this early. You can get recovery after 3 months, but it's much more difficult. So anyways, we're going to go through all this. One of the things that if I was to write another book, I'm an author too, but if I was to write another book, I would call it Bugs on the Windshield and Shooting Zombies. Why would I title it that? Well, when we were driving back, my wife had to drive home in our RV. She wasn't as intent upon getting the bugs off the windshield like I would. I was pretty anal about it. So I realized don't sweat the small stuff in life, stroke, bugs on the windshield. That was one thing. And then shooting zombies is, when I got home, I was so depressed. But I said, to my wife when, after a day, when I got rid of my pity party, which is, something that maybe we're entitled to. I said to her, "You're not going to do anything for me. I'm going to do everything." And my right side was paralyzed. So everything I did, I used my right side, my right arm. I organized our pill closet and just, I was shaking and I would just intently just try to put those pills back. And so everything, I would do with my right side. But one thing, I did kind of try to do some fun stuff. I went to an arcade and I started playing games, and I sat down to this one that was shooting zombies. And that helped with kind of my hand-eye coordination. So anyways, I just want to encourage you to watch these videos, share it with people that have had stroke. I'm going to go through so many movements, exercises that you can do, that you need to do to get moving. And I went to a neurologist, I went to physical therapists, and they just don't give you enough. And if you're only going a few times a week there and spending an hour, it's not enough. They'll tell you to do these things at home, but they're not giving you enough. You need to work every muscle, every joint in your body that has been affected. And so we're going to go through that for you. And God bless. I hope it helps you.